Hey, what's going on? It's birthdaysk, and you are watching Cinemac. Now, I'm sure you saw the title. We're doing another episode of a look back on. If you saw the previous episode, you know what I'm doing. If not, let me explain it to you real quick. It's basically we're going to run back on any kind of shows or movies or any kind of wonderful narrative. And for this part, we're doing Naruto. So I don't want to waste any time on an intro because you know why you're here and I know what I'm doing here. We're doing a look back on Naruto. Last episode we did it on the Land of Waves arc, and this episode we're doing it on the Chunin exams. So they break down the Chunin exams into three parts. You have the written exam, you have the Forest of Death, and then you have the finals. We start at the written exam, where everybody shows their skills, shows their personalities, boom. And that's the gist of the entire arc, but specifically on this written exam, they do it in a really cool way. So the teacher, he's like a head dude in the village. He's like, so boom, all you guys have to answer these 10 questions. None too crazy, just 10 questions. But what they realize as the test starts is all of these questions are hard. The trick of it that he doesn't say until the very end is they're testing them to see them as ninjas. They're testing them to see how well they can gather information without getting caught. And to really hammer that point home, they're all sitting down, and at the edges of the class, they have professors lined up, you know what I'm saying, to watch. And every time you get caught, you get marked. And that every time you get 3 marks or 5 marks or 10 marks, whatever the number is, you and your whole team, you and your other 2 teammates get kicked out for you getting caught cheating. And we see a couple kids get kicked out, no, you know what I'm saying, no face, no name people that we don't really care about. They get kicked out, boom, boom. But then everybody starts showing their abilities. Everybody whose abilities can apply here. We see Sasuke's Sharingan, who can copy other people's moves, like we saw Kakashi do in the last episode. He's sitting behind somebody who has the answers, and he's just mimicking his hand marks, and he's stealing the answers that way, which is super player.
Kiss me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow.
Oh,
word for
shit.
word, bar for bar.
Oh,
don't act like I didn't.
We see Neji, who has eyes that can see through people's bodies and see their nervous systems, or see even deeper through their bodies. And he's looking through the guy in front of him and sees the answers through his chest. And he's like, oh, bet, okay, cool. And you even got characters like Gaara, who manipulates and controls sand. He covers his eyes up and makes a sand ball, and that flies around the room and looks at everybody's paper. It's another dude named Shino who controls beetles. His power is really cool to me. And he sends a beetle out of his jacket, and it flies around and lands on the paper and gets the answer and come back to him and let him know it's 8 or something like that. Everybody's finessing and working and sneaking, and all throughout that, people are getting pulled out caught you cheating, idiot. The whole test goes on. People get kicked out. Some people steal answers. It's beautiful. Then he says, okay, cool. The 10th question is the biggest question. You have the right to answer or go home. But the only reason you would go home is because if you get the answer wrong right now, you can never take the exams again. So that's saying you can never graduate high school, ever, if you get this answer wrong. Or you can bow out this year, you and your team leave, and you can try again next year. The dude is the 10th question is, y'all pass. You know what I'm saying? And Naruto's I knew it all along. You know what I'm saying? Smooth shit. Then we move on to the Forest of Death. The Forest of Death is some Hunger Games kind of situation. I'm going to break it down to you the professor broke it down to me. She said there's going to be black scrolls, which is the earth scrolls, and white scrolls, which are the heaven scrolls. We're going to give one of these to each team randomly, just randomly, but it's going to be split down to even. So half of y'all will have earth scrolls, and half of y'all will have heaven scrolls. But you're still teams. This ain't no team A, team B. You're still individual teams. You just have this. And you have to get the other scroll from another group. So if you fight another group, you better hope they have this other scroll you need. Because if they have yours, you just fought, got hurt, and got tired for no reason. It's real. I can't describe it any other way besides the Hunger Games. For real. And then everybody's lined up around the gate. And I think they do a countdown 3, 2, 1. And then everybody just jets into the forest. So everybody's running. I also forgot to mention, but she said no killing. There's going to be killing. So Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are chilling. Some dude beats up Naruto and kidnaps him, or puts him away somewhere. And then he does a jutsu that you transform into the person you're looking at. Now you can't do what they do, but you can take on their appearance. So somebody takes the appearance of Naruto, and he tries to walk in there and kick it and act like Naruto to Sasuke and Sakura. But there's something a little off about him. And so like Sasuke peeps it, and I think Sasuke like hits him like, lame man nigga. And then dude shows himself, Sasuke and them fight. Boom. Sasuke ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? He kicks his ass. Then they find Naruto. So then Sasuke comes up with a plan, and he's like, we're gonna come up with a password. And it's a complicated password, but long story short, the intention was for him to know, Sakura to know, and for Naruto to not know it. So if somebody's listening, they're gonna say it perfectly, and we know that it's not Naruto. So after Sasuke does like the password plan, they go about their business. And then later in time, Naruto comes around again, but he's still looking kind of funny. It's been a while since we've seen you. I think he went to go pee or something, and then he came back, but he's still something's a little funny about it. So Sasuke's like, wait, don't say shit. What's the password? And he says the password like perfectly. And Sasuke is like, stupid. Naruto would never remember that shit. And then they like square up and get right. And then the person who act like Naruto reveals himself. Then we get introduced to a character called Orochimaru. And then they get into it, but Sasuke's getting like beat down because this dude is terrifying. Like he's taller than everybody else. He's almost like a grown man looking like just the fear is in the air. His bloodlust is in the air to where Sasuke don't even want to move. And then Naruto, he gets out because the snake dude, he like summoned the snake to swallow Naruto to keep him away so he can fight Sasuke one-on-one.
Oh, and by the way, what was that password again?
Then he comes back and he starts fighting. So it's Naruto and Sasuke versus Orochimaru. And he's like scared. And Naruto is like, damn nigga, are you being a bitch today? To where like Sasuke was like so scared, bro, that he was like, bro, we're just gonna give you this scroll. Leave us alone, don't kill us, and we'll give you the scroll, which is very unlike Sasuke. And then Naruto drops some crazy heat like,
I may not know the password, but I know who I am. You're the one I'm not so sure about. How do we know you're who you say you are? There's no way you're the Sasuke I know! Surrendering, giving up the scroll. When did Sasuke become a coward?
Whoever this lame ass dude is, it's not you, dog. You would never do that. We don't do that.
You scaredy cat! You're not the Sasuke I know!
And the Nine Tails starts to come out of Naruto a little bit. Orochimaru takes care of him, you know what I'm saying? Throw him away like some paper. And then like he's lying back up with Sasuke. And Sasuke's like, damn, I was being a bitch like 2 minutes ago. And then he locks in because he remembers like, yo, I got a mission. I got to take somebody out later on in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got like real vengeance on my mind. So he lock in.
I knew it. It's finally happened. His Uchiha blood has come to a boil. I think I'll play with him a little and learn the full extent of his powers.
If I haven't the courage to face this demon, how can I ever hope to face him?
Sasuke do like shows himself, like shows his moves, and boom, 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 boom. He lets out like fire style jutsu. It's very impressive. And then Orochimaru was like, okay, cool, I'm satisfied. I knew you was a real nigga. I'm gonna leave you with a little something. And then he like bites him on the neck, and he leaves like a little curse mark thing on his neck, which is a problem because it burns. Like Sasuke's like, ah, you know what I'm saying, like keeled over in pain. And then Orochimaru skates and he dips. Time passes. So Naruto's knocked out because Orochimaru threw him away like paper. Sasuke is out of commission because whatever's on his neck, whatever Orochimaru just put on his neck, is causing him a lot of just stress on his body. So he's not. Naruto and him are just laid out, coughing shit. So Sakura's trying to, you know what I'm saying, save him. 3 ninja come around and they're like, yo, wake Sasuke up. We're trying to scrap, which is like, we can't because Sasuke is out of commission. Like y'all being lame right now. But they don't care. They don't want to hear that. So Sakura has to like really like step up. Like Sakura protecting them two for a change. But it's Sakura versus 3 people. It's really crazy. But she, you know what I'm saying, she shows and proves, like, you know what I'm saying, she like really stands out. She got traps set. She's running hands. She's getting stabbed up and biting folks in the face. It's beautiful. But she can only do so much. It's 3 of them and they're all elite. So right when she's about to, you know what I'm saying, get her face punched off, we see Rock Lee pop up. And we knew Rock Lee from early on in the exam, I think before they even went to take the written exam. Sasuke was like feeling good because he got his Sharingan out, and he's chilling, and then Rock Lee walks up to him and he's like, let's scrap. Let's run it real quick. But Sasuke's like, you look kind of goofy, but I got my new eyes. I'm ready to smack somebody. And then they start running it. But while Sasuke can see Lee's moves, he can't keep up because Lee's quick. You know what I'm saying? And he wraps him up. He hits him with like primary lotus where he kicks him up into the air and like he like floats behind him like a leaf shadow. It's real beautiful. But Lee's sensei stops it. When Sakura's in trouble, Rock Lee pops up and he's like, yo, I got you, shorty. Just chill, relax. I got it. I'm finna smack all these niggas. And he runs it with the sound dudes. He makes it happen as much as he can. He has like a hard time. After a while of like Rock Lee trying to, save Sakura, boom, Rock Lee and Sakura finna take the L. We see like some dark energy coming from behind them. And it's Sasuke. He gets up and he's in devil mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's walking around like NBA Youngboy. He's like, yo, Sakura, which one of these lame ass niggas put their hands on you? And Sakura couldn't even respond. Some niggas said, that'd be me. And it's like, okay, cool, facts. You're gonna die today. It's rap. So Sasuke gets to him, and then he gets him to where he has like both of his hands like pulled behind his back, and like Sasuke's leg is on his back, and he's holding the other dude's arms. Like he's holding him like a wheelbarrow. And he's like, damn, bro, you must love these arms, nigga. These shits is crazy. And then
You seem to be very proud of these arms of yours. You must be very attached to them. No! What are you doing?
he snaps his arms back. Breaks his arms like at the shoulders. It's really crazy. So while all that's happening, we see Gaara who controls the sand. We see him somewhere on the side, and then him and his brother and sister are chilling. She's wind stuff. His brother controls like puppets. It's really cool. And this other team comes up and they're like, yo, what up, lame ass niggas? Give us your scroll, bitch. And like Gaara's like, I'm gonna kill you first. And then he like puts his hand out, and the sand like goes with his hand, and it grabs dude up. The sand like wraps him up and like literally squeezes him like you're holding a lemon or a grape or an orange, and just it's really crazy, really gruesome. Love the show. Then they make it to the center where everybody's supposed to be headed with 2 scrolls, and it's like, okay, boom, there's a lot more of y'all that made it out the forest with y'all scrolls than we thought, so we're gonna have like little one-on-ones right now. But the first fight is gonna be Sasuke versus Yoroi, and Yoroi is like, he can take your chakra out from his hands. And then Sasuke kind of like digs deep. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like really gets right with him, and he takes the move that Rock Lee did to him, where he like kicks him up into the air and like does the shadow leaf thing, where like he's just like floating behind him. He does some cool shit. He like flips, and then basically like backhand slaps him to the ground, and then lands on him like with a kick. It's beautiful. He calls it the Lion's Barrage. Wonderful name. And then Sasuke takes the dub. We see another fight going on, and it's Shino with the Beatles and the same dude that Sasuke broke the arms of, and they fight. Boom. Shino outsmarts him. Is smart. But a gruesome part of it is Shino stuffs beetles into the windpipes in dude's hand. So when dude is like full blast about to shoot out, that's what she said. Why is this arc so sus? But like he's finna shoot out all the wind out. You know what I'm saying? Like do his move, but his arms are packed with beetles. There's nowhere for the wind to go. So at the joint part, at his elbow, bursts open. It's crazy. His elbows burst off, because like the wind pressure is super gruesome. And then we come to a really crazy fight that I like a lot, which was like Naruto and Kiba. And in that fight, Naruto is getting his ass beat the entire fight. Like everything Naruto does is just getting smacked around. You know what I'm saying? Naruto keeps his energy up. He gets up every time he's knocked down. Real good lesson that was taught to us when we was kids watching this show. But he keeps getting up, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna give it another go. And then he like charges up. But Kiba, who's like part dog, or his powers involve being a dog or a canine, he like comes up behind Naruto finna hit him, and Naruto like farts, and it's like he's a canine, so his sense of smell is crazy. So he smells it, and he's like, oh my god, like it's almost like tear gas for him. So he's out of commission for like 30 seconds. And in that time period, Naruto locks in, and he takes Sasuke's move, and he makes like 5 clones and has all 5 clones kick Kiba up into the air, and he like does like a crazy downward kick, and he calls it the Uzumaki Barrage. It's really cool. So Naruto takes that dub, and then we get to Rock Lee versus Gaara, UFC 869. To me, this fight was like a perfect example of like talent that doesn't have to do anything and is great versus hard work that has nothing and has to claw for everything. All he has is taijutsu. All he has is hands. So they start running it, and Lee's fast. Mind you, Lee is quick, but he just can't seem to get to Gaara before the sand is there to stop him. So he's like, damn, all right, dodge over here. So after a minute, he jumps back, he hops on top of something, and he's like, damn, trying to plot out like, how can I get this nigga? And then his teacher's like, yo, Lee, take him off. Pause. Lee's like, you sure? I wasn't trying to kill him, you know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. But he's like, I bet. So he takes off his ankle weights. Gaara's teammates who made it through as well, they're like, bro, you're lame as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? She even said some crazy stuff like, you think you're going to be able to get through Gaara's defenses by dropping a couple of pounds of weight? And while she's saying that, Lee's like dropping them, and we see it drop. And when it hits the ground, it's like a huge explosion, which shows us these weights weigh a crazy amount, and Lee's moving quick with those on. So it's like, and Lee's slowly breaking through, slowly breaking through, slowly breaking through, and then he finally gets him with a crazy kick, and it's wonderful. And that's the first time Gar's ever hit. And then boom, 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 the fight continues going on, and Lee's putting down work, and he's like breaking Gar's sand armor. And throughout the fight, we see Lee's backstory. It really can make you cry. I think I cried when the first time I saw it. So Lee breaks through that and gets like to the 5th gate, and now it's crazy. Now it's like the Gar beatdown, popping up everywhere, smacking him, and then he loads up for like a big killer move. Lee pulls him back for one more and like punches him in his belly button. Gar's not out. So he managed to like make the ground soft, but now Lee, his body's weak, his body's tired, he's in pain, he can't do anything. So Gar starts to put the works on him. Boom, light him up. He takes one of his legs, takes his like left arm or something, and he squeezes both of them to where Lee's arm and Lee's leg get shattered. So Lee loses and Gar takes the dub. Kage announces, cool, y'all are our finalists, congratulations. We're gonna give y'all like, I think like a month or 3 months to go train. Naruto's out living life, boom, boom, boom. And then he runs into a dude named Jiraiya, father figure, so to speak. So they start training. He's like training Naruto to summon things, like how Orochimaru summoned a snake into the forest. So Jiraiya like pushes him into like a cliff, and Naruto's falling, and he's trying to grab the side, but he can't grab it because he's falling too fast, and it's wet on the inside. And it's like, if you don't do something to catch yourself, you're gonna die, and the show's gonna be over. He summons like the King Toad, dude that Jiraiya don't even like summoning too much because he be giving Jiraiya some problems. The training's cool, Naruto gets some good education, good training in. Then we get to the finals where everybody's ready, everybody's trained up, and we get to it. Then we get to Naruto and Neji, which is a wonderful fight. Wonderful fight. Chef's kiss. It was fantastic. They run it, and it's just Naruto sending clones after clones to Neji. It's to the point where Naruto just keeps getting the beat down. And then Neji has a crazy move where he like shuts off your chakra system, so you can't even use your powers no more. He finally hits Naruto with it. Pop, 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 pop. And then Naruto's like on the floor. Neji shows his like forehead, and it's a deep storyline of like how Neji's father had a twin who's Hinata's father, and Neji's father had to get killed in place of Hinata's father because Neji's part of the side branch family and Hinata's the main branch family, and they like put a thing on the side branch's family's forehead that they can turn on anytime to cause them pain, which keeps the side family in check. Like some real slavery shit going on in the Hyuga family. He finally stands up, and he's trying to make some more clones, but nothing's coming out. That's what she said. But then he like digs real deep, and he finally taps into the Nine-Tails chakra, which Neji couldn't shut off because he shut off Naruto's individual chakra. So then Naruto gets back right, and he's like, I bet, let's run it again. And then they run it again, then they clash, and it's a big explosion, and then Naruto was laying on the ground, and Neji walks over to him like, yo, you can cancel the match, dog. I told you, you can't fight fate. Like, because during their fight, they were talking about how destiny isn't up to you, and Naruto was like, yes, it is. So while Neji's like talking down to him, when Neji looks up to talk to the proctor, Naruto like pops out the ground, craziest uppercut ever, and the uppercut like immobilizes Neji, like, and Naruto takes the dub, and it's beautiful. And then afterwards we see Temari and Shikamaru fight, and Shikamaru like uses his shadow possession jutsu in a real smart way. It's a real intellectual fight. Then finally we get to the fight that everybody's been waiting for, which is Gaara versus Sasuke. Sasuke is late, and then they're like, we're gonna give him like 2 more minutes, and then like at the last second, him and Kakashi pop up. Like, there's a whole bunch of leaves spinning around. They standing there looking cooler than Playboy Cardi. Fight start, and it's Sasuke and Gaara, and they lined up, and then they started trying to get around the sand, but it's hard. And then Sasuke finally like steps back, like, all right, cool, that's fine. So he like goes back and like charges up his Chidori, and then runs straight in. You know, Sasuke really hurt him. Sasuke really wounded him. And then Gaara starts to spaz out. After Sasuke lands his hit, he, pulls his hand out and like steps back. We see like what looks like a monster. And in the middle of their fight, when the fight's like seem like it's reaching its climax, we hear a boom go off, and that's the end of the arc. We step into the next arc, doesn't even miss a beat. It steps up in anticipation and climax right after that, and that arc is going to be the Konoha Crush arc, and I can't wait to do that one. But I'm so glad I was able to finish this one. I'm so glad if you made it this far in the video, and I hope you keep watching. I'm going to have more of these or look back on episodes. We're going to have more of the Raw Thought videos, but we got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. I hope you're enjoying what's out, and I hope you enjoy what we did today. So I'll see you next time, and y'all be safe.